In Chapter 5, Fallen Warrior, Harry is looking around for Hagrid on the ground as he's crashed, he's bleeding, he's injured, looking around for Hagrid, and then he finds himself waking up on some like cushiony material in a house, which he later realizes, well, not later realizes, but he is told this is Tonk's parents' house, so Mr. and Mrs. Tonks are treating him. So Mr. Tonks is treating him of his injuries, lets him know Hagrid's alive as well, and kind of lets him know what's going on. The reason that he was looking around for Voldemort as well after he crashed. The reason that Voldemort was not able to get any closer was because of the barrier that they had on the house, which would keep anyone away within 100 meters in any direction. 100 meters, 100 yards, one of those. Um, and so the port key was about to extinguish, so they had to get the port key. And before that, Harry tried to say thank you, that he was sending a message because they asked where Tonks was, and he said he didn't know yet, so they were sending a message. Said thank you. They grabbed in the port key, went to the burrow, and were met by Ginny and Mrs. Weasley, and they let them know that they were the first to arrive, and in the order they were supposed to be the third one to arrive because I believe who was first. Don't remember the order, but they were supposed to be the third to arrive according to port keys. There's already one port key there without the people that were supposed to be alongside that port key. Next came in Lupin and George. And George was injured. He had lost his ear. He got his ear cursed off, so he was covered in blood. And Harry helped Lupin take George to the couch so he could get worked on. And then first off, he questioned Harry to make sure he was the real Harry and not a Death Eater. Um, Obviously Harry passed, and then Hagrid's like, "Why didn't you question me?" He's like, "Cause you're a giant, and Polyjuice doesn't work on. It's only for humans." Then Harry let him know what had happened, and that Voldemort was really close to getting them. And then he talked about how they knew Harry was the real one is because he used Expelliarmus on Stan, and Expelliarmus apparently is Harry's spell that he's associated with. That's like they're used to Harry using Expelliarmus because obviously that's one of Harry's like most used spells. Also the one he used when he fought Voldemort the first time. And Lupin just explained to him that maybe he should go for the killing blow instead of using a spell like Expelliarmus because now he's associated with that. So that would be a way to discern that that was the real Harry. And next came in, I believe, was Kingsley and Hermione. They came in. Everyone's worried about where the others are because everyone else is late. But Kingsley and Hermione were next. Hermione came up to hug Harry, and Kingsley went on to question Lupin, make sure he was the real one, and all that. And they explained what happened in their descents and their travels. And so they were still waiting on Ron and Tonks and Mr. Weasley and Fred, and then Mad Eye Moody and Mundungus. And also Bill and Fleur. So there was a lot of people late, and there was a lot of worry going on in the house. Um, and then Tonks and Ron came up next, followed by Bill and Fleur. And Ron and Tonks were okay. Bill and Fleur were okay, but they had some bad news. They mentioned that Mad Eye had been killed. Like immediately, he was dead. When they got up into the sky, he was attacked first because of the situation that they knew somehow that they were going to be moving Harry that night, and they were trying to figure out who revealed this news. Now, me, I think it was Mundungus, just because he's like a coward, kind of, and he obviously, and he's the reason that Mad Eye died. He apparated away at the beginning of the battle when everyone's shooting, because Voldemort came for him first because they assumed Mad Eye would be with the strongest person. So Voldemort came for him first, and he apparated and left Moody there. And Moody just caught a stray Avada Kedavra right to the dome, and was gone immediately. So Bill got poured a bunch of shots for everybody. Everyone took a shot for Mad Eye, and a couple people took another one. And then Bill, I think Bill and Mr. Weasley, they left to go get Mad Eye's body. And everyone is still thinking about who could have been the one to release this information. Harry, in the back of his mind, he didn't say it out loud directly, but he said he was kind of talking to himself and talking outwardly, and made everyone look at him. But he himself in his head thought Hagrid might have been the one to let this information loose, and that would probably be the second person I would guess, other than Mundungus, just because Hagrid has been known to let information slip, especially if he's been drinking. Just like in the first book when he got the egg from none other than Voldemort, the dragon egg, and he let slip news that should not have been out, and about Cerberus and how to defeat his Cerberus and those type of things. So like Hagrid, yeah, I could see it. Harry obviously is thinking it but doesn't want to say it because, you know, he's not that type of person. And Lupin kind of caught on to what he was saying and kind of said a little note about him being like his father and not wanting to come at his friends. And now everyone's kind of just sad because obviously Mad Eye is gone, and he was close with everybody there pretty much, especially Tonks and Harry. And they're just kind of preparing for what's next, what's to come. Obviously, Bill and Flora's wedding is on the horizon. And at this moment, also, Harry wanted to leave the house because he just felt directly responsible for Mad Eye being killed. And he wanted to leave. Obviously, everyone was like, where you think you were going? Because he was like, I'm going to leave. I don't want to be here. And everyone was like, no, you're not going anywhere. And as he went outside to just catch some air, his scar was starting to hurt him. And he felt one of those vision type things, or his connections to Voldemort. And Voldemort was questioning Ollivander, the wand person, and questioning him, saying that the wand was supposed to be, like a different wand was supposed to be okay to use against Harry. And that didn't work because Harry felt like when he was in the air, he felt like his wand moved on its own to attack Voldemort, like homed in on him to attack Voldemort and destroy his wand. He said some gold sparks flew out of it, and that's what destroyed Malfoy's dad's wand that Voldemort was using at the moment. And no one really kind of believed him there when he said that, and that's what made him also angry. Had to step outside. But he had this vision. He could feel Voldemort questioning Ollivander and torturing him. I think killed him. It seemed like, just from what it said, it seemed like he just killed him there, or would just hit him with a pretty nasty spell. And then Ron and Hermione came outside, and he told them what happened. And then Hermione basically implored not to let Voldemort get in your head, as he's done so many other things. Don't let him get in your head. And also, to end this video, I will leave you with UConn coming back and beating Duke, because that was really nice to see.
And run through the ball, and who better than this guy?
Get it into Boozer, back for Sar, ahead, Boozer, that ball deflected and stolen by Mullins. Caravan, 2 seconds, Mullins tosses it up. Oh! It's good! We're point 3! UConn goes in front!